Crawl is a horror movie in which a woman drives to her father's home amid a horrendous storm in order to make sure he is okay. She finds the house empty, so looks in the basement where she finds her father injured in an alligator attack. The two become trapped, along with their dog, and must find a way to escape the jaws of the scaly invaders, all whilst the storm threatens to drown them in their own home. Now, Crawl is a relatively low-budget modern-day creature feature, starring a pretty small cast in a small-scale film that's played straight for the entire short runtime of an hour and 30 minutes. It has all the hallmarks of a bottom-of-the-barrel, cheap film that you find in the bargain bin in the local supermarket. But to the film's credit, it rises above the confinements of the usual parameters of films of its ilk, and when you come away from it, you think, you know what? That was pretty decent. In terms of plausibility, the film is quite grounded. There are definitely moments of absurdity, but they are far and few between, and I guess you could say, to an extent, even the wilder things that happen in the movie could hypothetically, possibly, maybe happen. There are a few moments that are pretty silly, like the alligators acting like horror movie villains and jumping out of nowhere to give us and the protagonist a fright. But like I said, you could see that happening, as this is how they often attack in the wild. Probably the most ridiculous moment, aside from the heroine's sturdy plot armor and her ability to outswim one of the world's deadliest aquatic predators, is when a character has their arm bitten off. It's pretty gruesome and shocking at the time, but when we cut back to them, they are in the process of expertly tightening their new stump with a few grunts and groans, and then after a few seconds they are ready to rumble. But I heard a story where someone told me one of the relatives who, after being bitten by a poisonous snake, chopped his own arm off with an axe and then rushed towards the nearest place where he could get medical attention. So I guess, like a lot of the crazier moments in the film, the arm scene isn't too far out in the realms of possibility, just not a favourable element looking at the realms of probability. Anyway, this is all nitpicking really, because Crawl is simple, but it's tense. It's entertaining, it gives you what you expect from it, and more. My only real gripe is the CGI alligators. I mean, for the most part, the CGI in the film is really good. The storm effects and all that, it's great. And even the alligators themselves, they do look good. It's just one of those where it's a situation where it's CGI, and sometimes that takes away from the tangible threat of the gators. But all in all, as someone who went in expecting a laughably bad garbage film, the kind you might find ambling around the Sci-Fi Channel, and for it to deliver genuine thrills, have good production values, and have me invested in the plights of the characters, it gets a thumbs up from me. I give it a 6 out of 10.